Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Joel. I'm now a nurse graduate from San Diego State University and currently working in the ER as an RN. And for today's video, it's going to be tips I would give to any new grad prior to working in the hospital. Now, this were things that I was told when I was working and orientating the ER, even as a fourth semester student. But these are things that I also added up. So I really hope if you're going to be going to a hospital or you're working there already, hopefully these tips can definitely help you out. So pretty much going to be 6 tips. Number 1 is going to be write the stuff you don't know. So whenever you get a patient that has very complex symptoms, or you get all the labs back and they came in for chest pain or for back pain, and then at the end it was an aortic dissection, really try and write down all the pertaining labs if you can, or any significant things that you saw in the labs or in the patient's symptoms, and try and look it up at home, because maybe you can save time in the future with another patient that might be having this type of symptoms. I mean, I'm just saying the aortic dissection as an example, because that was one patient that I had that it was came in for back pain, and then at the end it was an aortic dissection. So pretty interesting. But definitely when anything sepsis, STEMI, anything related to that, what are the steps to a STEMI, and looking it up and seeing why. If you took the critical care class already in nursing school, try and dig deeper on it to see if it makes sense, and if not, ask questions to your other fellow nurses there, like the charge nurse or your manager there, or whoever helps you out with any type of educational things. But yeah, definitely really important. Number 2, make connections with your staff. So with the make connections, I mean the CNAs, the techs, the doctors. Really try and have a good relationship with them, especially with the techs or the CNAs. You don't want to be the nurse that has the mentality oh, this is not a nurse's job, or this is not your job for you to dip the urine, or for you to change the patients, or for you to get the vital signs. These are things that we are taught since very, 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 very basic fundamentals, that it is our job. And if we do have techs for CNAs, it's a good thing for us to have them, but we don't really need to rely 100% on them, especially in the ER, where they can do splints, slings, EKGs, urine dips, COVID swabs. There's a lot of things that they can do, but they're here to help us. So if you have time to spare and you need to dip a urine, I mean, it's just gonna take you probably 2 minutes max of your time, and if you have the time, they're really gonna remember you for that. Or change your patient, and just asking them just to help you turn them, but you as the RN gonna be wiping, little stuff like that really adds up to them, because they can definitely see who's the one who really doesn't care and is not gonna do anything CNA related to their patients, versus the one that they do. So then when you ask for help and you really try and do your part as an RN to really help them out as well, if you're not that busy, they're always going to be there to help you out, and always going to be in a good mood to help you out, because they know that if you're asking for help, it's because you really need it, not because you're just there just being lazy. Number 3 will be feel comfortable talking with providers. So this will be more with PAs, MPs, or attendings there, that you need to call them. Really try and make that connection. I know in nursing school we were taught the doctor is always mean and upset that you're calling them. It's really not like that. Have the mentality that it's not always going to be like that, and that you really you would prefer for them to be upset of you, and you being a little bit panicked in the phone, or if you talk to them in person. But the result that you're going to get is going to help you have a peace of mind, less anxiety or less anxiousness for your patients. For instance, if they're having I don't know, different symptoms that they didn't have before, but you don't want to call a doctor because you're I don't know. Really try and at least have a somewhat of a good assessment, okay, this is something new that just came out 15 minutes ago. You just want to let you know on that, so you can at least chart it and be oh, these are the different assessment findings that I found in the next time I assess my patient. I talk with doctor whatever at this whatever time, and he said nothing, don't do anything different. So if for some reason, just in case it would just to go downhill, and then they're looking at your chart, then you're at least covering that aspect. Like you tried your best into letting the doctor know and see if you can do something, but they didn't want to. And also helping you out in the sense that it really helps you build the courage for you to like feel uncomfortable, and then doing something that really doesn't make you too comfortable. It helps you with the growth process, and then eventually after you're being a nurse for a while, like you're really not even gonna care like what time or what day it is. You're just gonna call them right then and there, because there can be like early signs towards like something big that might be going on. So that'll be number 3. Now number 4, manage your time and cluster when needed. So this is really important with managing your time, and these are things that you're going to learn pretty much when you're actually on the floor alone. When you're with your preceptor, you have them as a coach and for them to guide you. But you're really, when you're alone, you're really going to start to see like when is the times that you should prioritize things, what can wait, what can't wait, what's your urgency, and it's pretty much going to be like more like trial and error when you're doing it. And sometimes even your coworkers can help you out, be like, oh, well, I will take care more of this patient's meds first, because given their state versus these other patients' meds that they're completely stable, kind of like that. But it can go like up from there. But yeah, definitely try and ask for tips if you can with like people that you see like they have more organized, they have more like an organized plan with their patient care and stuff. So, but it's definitely something that you're gonna find out eventually and discover it. But yeah, and cluster when needed. So if you need to, like, there's certain things with different patients, try and do like the one that is harder to do, or like the one that has more urgency versus the one that really doesn't need urgency, and or get help from other RNs or techs that you're just seeing that they're just chilling there. Don't be afraid of asking for help, because you're just going to be stressing yourself more. And in reality, if they needed help, they would also come to you eventually. So kind of like have that. And you can also use that as a connection or bonding way, like for you asking for help for others and not trying to have like the mind that you can do everything on your own. And the very last one, well, yeah, one of the last ones, you will never feel ready. So that's pretty much a phrase that I was told over and over again by like new grads, and then like nurses that were working for a year, 2 years. Like, you're never going to feel ready. You're never going to feel ready to be alone. You're never going to feel ready to be a charge nurse. You're never going to be ready to like assume more roles in there. Like, you're always going to feel like, no, I'm not ready. Like, I haven't experienced too much. You're always going to have the mentality. And really the only difference it's going to make, or that's going to change, is going to be your mentality when that time comes. And I have that experience in many ways, whether it's at school, personal life. You know, it's like things that you don't feel ready for. It's like, well, when are you gonna feel ready? Like, you're not just gonna wake up one day and be like, you know what, I feel I'm ready. You know, it's never gonna be like that. You're always gonna have that mentality, like, you know, I need more practice. I need more, kind of like an imposter syndrome type of way. Like, you're not competent. You're not ready for it. But a lot of like the senior nurses gonna tell you like, well, I wasn't ready either when they put me as charge nurse or whatever roles, but I just went in there and see like what's up, and I was always asking for help, and then I'm here. So a lot of it comes down to that. You're never gonna feel prepared, so don't feel that whatever experience you have should be stopping you from doing that extra step. And the very last one, failure is inevitable. So this one is going to come eventually. The failure doesn't really need to result into a patient dying, but it could be things that you might miss, or things that you didn't chart properly, but it's not the end of the world. You know, anything that it might happen to you that you might be thinking like, oh my god, like I'm so dumb. You know, it's part of the process for you to fail. No one is expecting you to chart like a grandmaster. No one is expecting you to like have your time management thing to be super 100%. We're all going to be screwing up, whether you're like a new grad or you've been working 1 year, 2 years. I've been working in the ER now for a year, and still like I've been having issues sometimes with time management, prioritizing. It's things that you're really not going to feel 100% like mastered until you're like way more down the road and you have experienced almost everything regarding like nursing related, and you're like a veteran there. But other than that, you're always going to be learning. You're always going to be modifying your skills or your practice, and it's part of the process. Like, don't feel that you're incompetent. Failure is okay. Once you fail, the only thing that you can do from now on is just go up, right? So we all have to fail eventually, which pretty much, at least for me, it lets me know like this is the prime of Hoyle of today that failed. But starting tomorrow, now he's going to be better than the one of yesterday, because due to the filler that he had, now he knows things that the other whale didn't know back then. So then we're always going to be improving up. You might be going like downhill a little, but as long as the pretty much the line is going like upward and not downward, it's part of the process. So I know it's going to be scary. I know it's hard, and I know it's like lives of people in our hands, but just remind yourself that you're not alone. You have other nurses, you have doctors, you have everybody there. You're not just there with the patient alone, assuming all the responsibility and everything of them. It's a team effort, a big collaboration, and you're the eyes of the doctors. So obviously, if you see new things, you need to let them know, because they're not there 24/7 or looking at them so closely like you are. So always have that mentality. Also, like if you just notice something that is a little abnormal, and you know it could be signs of X, Y, and Z, let the doctor know, just to help you in your education, because maybe it might be insignificant, and then they might tell you why, or if it is significant, then now you know. And yeah, it's part of the process, part of the learning experience. So definitely, I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'd rather be anxious or a little embarrassed of like a question that I asked, versus me just keeping it and being like anxious all day for the next couple of weeks, because I was like, well, what if, like, if I never saw the patient again, like what happened to them? Like, did they go down or something? So you always want to leave the hospital with the peace of mind that you did everything you could at the time, based on the information that you knew, so you can go to sleep okay. And then pretty much having that mentality, like you did everything you could, have no regrets on anything related. I 100% rather be embarrassed in the sense of asking a question, versus me being like anxious and being like, was it a real thing, was it not a real thing? And if they went downhill, then we could have prevented that possibly. So yeah, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So you guys still here until the end of this video. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. You guys haven't followed me here on Instagram, please do so. Any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to drop it here in the comments. And if you want it to be like more anonymous, in a sense like you don't want other people to see what you wrote, you can send me a message through Instagram and just have some YouTube ideas. And this video was like more of an idea of a member that messaged me on Instagram. So I'm gonna be making more videos based on what you guys will want to see. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. I'll see you guys into the next video. Bye bye.